So it looks like another sunny day here in Spain, but I've had a couple of not so great days.
And 2 people stuck in a 6 metre by 2 metre van could be just disastrous.
And sometimes you need a little bit of space from each other. It's unavoidable. We've seen a lot of domestics on campsites. In fact, we've seen a lot of domestics from people before they've even got on the ferry.
Then you get days like this and everything's back to hunky-dory.
So we said in the last video, or maybe it was the one before, that the most important thing for us in Spain, being in Spain in winter, is the outdoor lifestyle. Far more outdoor lifestyle than we'd have at home up in the Highlands. But the second most important thing, I think, is peace of mind, isn't it?
Yep. At this point, we don't know or care what day it is.
That's it, exactly. Time just passes. Now, everybody knows, who goes camping, knows the benefits of being in a campsite, be it for 2 days or 2 weeks. You know, you feel like you've abdicated your responsibilities somewhere. The house is a good distance away. And you can't do anything but look after your unit and that few square metres of ground.
Right.
But if they take that 1,000 miles plus away from home, it's a whole other ballgame.
Honestly, it's taken us 2.5 hours to go to the supermarket when it should only take 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, peace of mind. So when we first started travelling, there were no smartphones or portable devices.
No.
But we do see them as a benefit now, because we no longer have to give our families the phone number of a campsite in case of emergencies, or find a public phone box to call home and things like that, you know. But you do kind of get bombarded with world events, don't you? You know, it's kind of unavoidable nowadays. But you know, you can't do a lot about these things when you're at home. And when we're in a place that is so different from home, you know, you really get the feeling you can't do anything about it.
That's right, yeah.
And that's got to be good. When we leave here and we go home, we're recharged, aren't we?
Yes.
We're kind of ready to face anything, you know. And for us, having time means taking the time to cook well and eat well. So I'm going to do this Venetian rice and peas and Ramosca. Well, let me tell you a wee thing about it. We know some of our family watch this, and our daughter will laugh at this. So this is a cross between a genuine Venetian rice and peas and a Ramosca risotto, which is what used to be in the Ramosca recipe book. We kind of adapt things quite a bit to suit camping. But I got the original Venetian rice and peas recipes from a cookbook. And I was trying to tell my daughter who the chef was who had written this cookbook. And I was saying to her, you know, that wee Italian fella, you know him? He's a good-looking wee guy, you know, he's sometimes on morning TV. And she said, do you mean Gino De Campo? And I'm like, aye. And she says, for God's sake, Dad, she says, he's a world-famous chef and you're a nobody. So daughters take no prisoners, eh? So anyway, let's all look at this. So Venetian rice and peas adapted for the Ramosca. So bacon bits, pancetta if you can get it, but any of these bacon bits will do 65 grams-ish. Now it should really be Parmesan. I've got some Gran Padano here that we used for the salad. That's what's left. Should be about 25 grams, but that's what's going in. About 400 ml of stock, chicken stock, clove of garlic, about 150 grams of any, you know, sort of paella or risotto rice, salt and pepper. Now this should be parsley, but I've got basil leaves left over from something else, so that's what's going in. An onion, that's probably a bit big, but we like onions, so that's all going in. Some butter, some olive oil. Where are the peas, you may ask? Well, they're frozen. About, well, much peas, 150 grams of frozen peas. Right, so let's stick all that and get that going. So Ramosca, about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I buy good quality olive oil as soon as I get to Spain. About 25 grams of butter-ish. I mean, that was what was left in a packet of butter. It's in there. Just make sure it's real butter. Lid on. We're going to cook that for about 12 minutes because that will bring it up to heat. Okay, so 12 minutes later, the fat's and the butter's heated. Now, it'll normally take about 12 minutes for a cold Ramosca to come up to heat. So into that, we're going to add the 65 grams-ish of pancetta or bacon bits or whatever you can get a hold of. And then the garlic clove chopped, the onion chopped, and then we're going to put the lid back on and cook it for about another 12 minutes. So that's been about 12 minutes. We'll give that a stir up. Then we're going to throw in this, about 150 grams of any kind of paella or risotto rice. Now the only thing that seems to matter here, you could put anything you like in, although it wouldn't be Venetian rice and peas obviously, is the quantity of rice to stock. So this is 150 grams approximately of rice, and I'm going to put the lid back on, cook this for about another 10 minutes, and we're going to make up 400 ml of chicken stock. Okay, so that's been about another 10 or 12 minutes. Everyone's 10 or 12 minutes. So we're going to add this 400 ml of chicken stock. Going to give that a good stir. Now we're going to put the lid back on, but this time we're going to check it every 5 minutes or so. Should take about 15 minutes, but we'll keep an eye on how quickly the rice is absorbing that liquid. Depends on the rice. This is bomba, which absorbs a bit more liquid. Other rices will absorb less. Right, let's cook that off. Oh, Zorro again, look. That's not good, is it?
I'm going to lean down.
Looks like I've got a mask on. So anyway, 15 minutes, give that a stir now and again, keep an eye on it. But I said to Rona, you should be listening to this because I might be making mistakes. And she said, what did you say?
I'm just wondering where my dinner is.
Yeah.
I did remind you not to put the wooden spoon in, in the bin. Not in the bin, in the washing basin.
Master chef, this isn't. I'm not really this brown, am I?
Aye. Well, I don't know. It depends on the light.
It's the shadow, look.
Depends
anyway,
on the
I'll get back to cooking. You just relax, okay?
Okay.
You just take it easy. So that's probably been about 10 minutes. You can see how that's going. There's still a bit of fluid there, but basically absorbed it all. So to that we're going to add what should be 25 grams of Parmesan, but in fact is whatever I've got left in a pack of Gran Padano. Shows you how much it matters, really. We're going to put in what should be a couple of tablespoons of parsley, but is actually some basil I had left from something else, probably about a tablespoon there. I'm going to throw in some more butter, because you know about that much, because you can't go wrong with butter. I'm going to put in roughly 150 grams of frozen peas, very roughly. Actually, I cannot lie, it's clearly more than that, but it'll do. We're going to salt and pepper that. Pepper, I like pepper. Rona, do you like pepper? Thank the Lord. Really want that mixed up there because we want the Parmesan to be right through it. We want the peas to be mixed up so they defrost properly. Butter fully through it. You get the idea. Okay, let's get on and we're going to cook that for about another 10 minutes. It's really just the heat of an up now. Peas, frozen peas and stuff getting in there. It's cooled down quite a bit. So there it is, Venetian rice and peas a la Robbo, not a la Gino. It's lovely and sticky and filling, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Good.
Forget how good it is.
So honestly, when the highlight of your day is going to the supermarket,
Yeah.
How could you not be at peace? So we're just going to wander back here and take this all in. So anyway, we're back amongst the oranges again, looking for the longest possible way to go to the supermarket. So next week will be our last video from here.
Yeah.
So we've spoken about what it costs us to get here and back. We use a direct ferry from UK to Spain. It's quite expensive. You can do it cheaper, more expensively. We've spoken about what it costs us per day to be in this very quiet part of Spain, yeah?
Yeah.
And the next campsite we go to is far busier, so we'll talk about there, what it costs us to be there, and it is more expensive. I think all we've got to do now is say cheerio to Cleo and Charlie. Enjoy it. Bye.
See you
See you
soon.
next time.